from Oklahoma, taking on Riley Davis, ranked 33rd. Davis trying to get back to 500 with a 7-8 record. Off we go at 174, Davis and Giddens.
Riley Davis been wrestling great as well. Comes off a very tough triple overtime loss in Northern Colorado to another quality opponent in Murphy Menke. Davis looking to right or wrong here.
Yeah, he lost that one 10-8 in OT. But he loves these close encounters. He loves to grind out these close wins. On the flip side, Giddens did not compete against Missouri, so has not seen action this weekend. And he steps in for the normal Carter Schubert, who's ranked 8th with a 16-4 record. He gets an opportunity to sit out.
Yeah, and you see this often, especially as we're getting closer to, postseason competition, where you want to be feeling your best. This is such a grueling sport. It's tough, right? It's a 2-semester sport. Your bodies are broken down. You want your athletes being, feeling the best that they can going in to March. And so you see this a lot of times in duels all throughout the regular season, but more so in the postseason, where there's a lot of oars in the lineup. Who's going to wrestle, we're not sure. Gives guys a great opportunity to get some experience if they're not the normal guy, and then also, like in a situation we find ourselves now, where Davis should, on paper, have the advantage here and have some confidence in wrestling not the backup, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, he was probably looking forward to seeing a ranked opponent in Schubert. Instead, has this opportunity to get another victory under his belt against Clay Giddens. This is the first meeting between these two wrestlers. They do have common opponents in Mason Espinosa, both of them defeating Mason. When you mentioned it, Chaz, we're getting deep into the end of the season here. The Cowboys shootout coming up, and then all eyes will be on Tulsa, Oklahoma 2 weeks from now for the Big 12 tournament. And, of course, the NCAA's not far after that in Cleveland, Ohio this year.
Davis, look, he wrestled great on Friday in Northern Colorado. Again, came up short, but I was able to drive down there and watch this duel. Davis was in on so many shots deep and was unable to score. Talking to assistant coach Branson Ashworth, asking him, what do we think about Davis's last match and performance? And he had just nothing but good, positive things to say about Riley Davis and his attitude and his toughness, and about how some of the things that need to be fixed are just really quick fixes that at this point in the season we just want our guys feeling good. And he's got all the confidence in the world in Riley Davis. So it was good to see him come back out for senior day. He's not a senior himself, but against an opponent who was putting up a pretty decent fight and takes the lead here to start the second period with an escape.
It does feel like Davis could be an upperclassman. He's a redshirt sophomore, but he's always in the lineup, even if he's nursing an injury. And it's good to see him go this deep into the season without any wraps on a leg, a wrap on a shoulder. It's just him out there in a singlet.
Yeah, he certainly does seem like a veteran, doesn't he? We've seen him so much.
Here he is with a potential veteran move, trying to get his hips around that time. Good footwork that time by Giddens, who realized where he was.
Yeah, both these guys are moving pretty well, have given themselves a decent opportunity to score, but is also aware of their opponent's ability to capitalize off those maybe failed attempts. And so these guys are moving around pretty well. Good level changes, good hand fights.
Giddens seems to have a really strong base Just the way that he's setting up and his feet never really coming together.
No, they're not, and it might be a little frustrating to for Davis, because what I've also noticed is Giddens, he's moving quite a bit and he's switching lead legs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm unfamiliar. He looks like he's maybe favoring his right leg, but he switches to left leg lead, and you never really know when guys are about to pull off a shot and score. And here we go with Davis in on a great shot attempt. Giddens defends it well. Davis staying persistent and is able to get the takedown, chases it down. Take another look at this shot. Here we go, high crotch. Riley Davis gets big, starts to shelf it. Giddens does his best to get away with it, but cannot escape the persistence that is Riley Davis as the action continues out of bounds. 17 seconds left in the second period. Davis takes the lead 3-1.
One of the things that Giddens did well there was he knew he got taken down, but didn't rest on his laurels that time. He tried to bounce back up and get an opportunity for a reversal. It wasn't even just trying to get the escape.
Yeah, great point. Astute observation, Carlin, because that's such a good example of what you need to do when you do get scored on, right? There's a common habit that happens, not so much with the most elite wrestlers, but there's a common habit of when you get taken down, you kind of throw yourself a little bit of a pity party. Right? You sit there on your belly and you go, dang, and you maybe slap the mat, and then you get back to work. That's enough. You dig yourself a deeper hole. Giddens displaying what the kind of attitude and action that you want out of your wrestlers, that the action continues, so much so that ref might even be thinking, like, did he establish control? I'm not sure. Like, he just kept wrestling. I don't know if that was even a takedown. Davis able to secure the takedown here, but Giddens, again, like you said, great attitude and effort to get up right away and give himself another opportunity to score late in the period.
And it was a pretty explosive move in an area of the period that felt like Giddens was kind of slowing down a little bit. We are at altitude here, and even though these wrestlers are probably in peak conditioning, here's a little thinner up in Laramie.
Yeah, they can't ignore that. The 7220 how's your oxygen graphics are everywhere,
right?
And that could play into some of the mental and physical performance of your opponents, who's not used to being so high up in the sky, and you're out of shape and you're not acclimated. Sometimes it feels like you're breathing through a Capri Sun straw, and there's just not enough there.
Head to the third period as Giddens was able to get that escape. In the last 17 seconds of the second, Davis will hit the mat. Giddens will see his work on top here. Davis quickly up to his feet.
Yeah, able to get his feet. Giddens, though, has his hands locked, which makes for an easier mat return. Davis right back up to his feet. Plays the edge of the mat, able to get his behind back to the center and earn an escape. Goes up 4-2 over Giddens. Haven't really seen Giddens get in deep on a shot again. The only real attempt from this whole match that yielded any results was from Davis to close out that second period. See if Giddens can keep his feet in action moving and give himself an opportunity to take the lead
like
over
Giddens
the Cowboy.
Is just, if I use this analogy, a really good defensive team, but just can't figure out the offense.
Yeah, I mean, he just hasn't really pulled the trigger quite yet, and it's easy to say. Davis has a pretty solid stance, stays disciplined, and he's hand fighting well, and they're both competing well. So maybe he just hasn't felt the opportunity, or if he hasn't felt it, hasn't created an opportunity for himself. Just like that, he gets in deep, wasn't able to get like the best angle on it, which is why he chose to bail and come back up to his feet. 35 seconds left. Let's see how bad he wants it. Davis, again, I don't believe he's given up any stall calls, so has the luxury of playing tougher defense.
A lot of hand fighting right now between the two with 20 seconds remaining here in this period. And some crucial points here in our third bout, as the duel is tied at 3. Giddens has something. There's a stall call, or a stall warning, excuse me.
Stall warning.
Skips away and will take the victory in this one to get back to 500. 8-8 record for Riley Davis as he closes the regular season with a W.